Okay, hi again. This is our second lesson in the audience purpose and tone overview that, again, will help you with your comprehension check quiz, and it will help you with the information literacy or database exploration assignment. And down the road, it will help you with our critical evaluation essay in Unit 4. All right, so let's go ahead and have a look at the author's purpose. All right. So when we think about purpose in writing, there's a whole lot of different purposes. Inform, persuade, entertain, express, there's a lot of them. Usually in English 101, you're working with inform or persuade. So being able to distinguish between informative writing and persuasive or argumentative writing is going to be important as you move forward and evaluate your piece, okay? So the main and one thing that sometimes students say, if I ask them what's informative writing, they'll say, well, it has information in it. Well, all writing has information. So we have to find a better way to determine informative versus, or distinguish informative from persuasive. So if you think about it this way, informative writing is purely educating the audience. It's not really doing anything else. It's giving them information they did not, I used information. Giving them facts that they did not have when they started. And the difference is it's not telling people what to do with the information. It's just saying, hey, here's the stuff that you might not know. All right. Some of the other verbs you might use here are explain or clarify or provide background, right? So we're just giving information. We're just giving facts without telling people what to do with those facts. All right. Over on the other side, persuasive or argumentative writing, this is going to convince readers to believe or do something differently. It's not just to give them information, but to make them have a certain viewpoint. A lot of times also in persuasive writing, we're going to hear things like should or must, right? Well, like the author is usually trying to convince, I think I have down here, convince readers to agree with them and take their side in a debatable issue, right? The other thing that you can think about between informative and persuasive writing, I don't think I have this now, I don't have it on the next one, is that persuasive writing is going to be about a debatable issue, something that people disagree about, and it's going to take a side. Informative writing is either not going to be about a debatable issue, so it might be, okay, it's not about something people disagree with. It's just like saying something and most people will be like, oh yeah, okay, that seems like I agree with that. I don't have any argument with that, right? So informative writing is either just talking about something that's not really a debatable issue, or it might present a debatable issue, but it's going to try to give both sides or several sides of that issue pretty fairly. Like it's going to be kind of balanced. Like here's what this side believes and here's what the other side believes, but that author is not taking a side. Okay. So again, think about informative writing as it's either about something that people won't disagree about, or if it is about something people might disagree about, it will present multiple viewpoints fairly evenly. All right. Persuasive writing, it's about a topic or an issue that people disagree about, and it's taking a side, and it's stating something that somebody would probably disagree with them about, right? Okay. So that's the main difference between inform and persuade. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. So let's look at a couple examples here. So here's example 1, informative or persuasive. Shall I read to you? I'll read to you. The life cycle of a butterfly is a fascinating process known as metamorphosis, consisting of 4 distinct stages: egg, larva or caterpillar, pupa or chrysalis, and adult. Initially, the butterfly lays eggs on the leaves of suitable host plants. Once hatched, the caterpillars feed voraciously on the leaves, growing rapidly and shedding their skin several times. After reaching full size, the caterpillar forms a chrysalis, within which it undergoes a remarkable transformation, reorganizing its cells to emerge as a fully formed adult butterfly. This stage can last from a few weeks to months, depending on the species and environmental conditions. So that's very much factual. There's a couple places, like when they say it's a fascinating process, that's technically an opinion. They feed voraciously. I guess that's kind of factual, right? So it's pretty much all facts here, and I don't think anyone's going to disagree with this, right? So, I mean, there might be somebody out there who disagrees, but no rational person is going to disagree with this. Okay, so that one is definitely informative. All right. Okay, here's another one. Switching to a plant-based diet is not only beneficial for personal health, but also essential for environmental sustainability. Studies have shown that plant-based diets reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Moreover, the production of plant-based foods requires significantly less water and land compared to animal farming, and generates far fewer greenhouse gases. By adopting a plant-based diet, individuals can take a crucial step towards preserving natural resources, combating climate change, and fostering a healthier lifestyle. Therefore, making this dietary change is imperative for anyone concerned about their health and the planet. So what do you think about that? Informative or persuasive? You can think about it. Pause if you need to think about it for a minute. Okay, so that one is persuasive because they're taking a side in an issue that not everybody is going to agree with, right? And even though I agree with their reasons, I still like meat too much to switch to a plant-based diet, right? So that's my reasoning. So there are people that will that probably disagree. There are some people that could disagree with this, right? So this person's taking a side in a debatable issue. So that makes it persuasive. All right? Next up. Sorry about these big paragraphs on the screen. Genetic modification in agriculture involves altering the genetic makeup of plants and animals to achieve desirable traits such as increased resistance to pests or enhanced nutritional content. This technology employs techniques like CRISPR and gene splicing to introduce new genes or alter existing ones. Proponents argue that genetic modification can help increase food security by producing crops that withstand harsh conditions and diseases, potentially reducing the use of chemical pesticides. Critics, however, raise concerns about the long-term impacts on health and the environment, as well as the potential for genetic cross-contamination. The ongoing debate centers around balancing the benefits of increased agricultural productivity with the ethical and ecological considerations of altering natural organisms. So what do you think of that? Is that informative or persuasive? Take a minute. Pause if you need to. So I would call this one informative as well. So even though it's talking about a debatable issue, it presents both sides. It says here, is it going to let me do this? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Here's what the proponents say. Here's what the critics say. This author of this paragraph is not taking a side in that debate. So they're just kind of spelling it out. Here's the debate. Here's what the different sides believe. And just leaving it to the reader to decide what they believe. So that one's going to be informative. Let me erase. Oh, come on. Really? I thought there was an erase all option there. There probably isn't. I didn't look at it too closely. Okay. Very good. And again, let me switch back to this. Oh, here's the answers. All right, so answer number 1 was informative, just providing factual details on a topic, not something people would disagree about. Two was persuasive. People might disagree, and this author takes a side. And number 3, as I said, was informative. It discusses a debatable topic, but it covers both sides equally. So moving forward, I know that the information literacy or database exploration. It has 2 names, this assignment. The next one coming up, the next one coming up. I know there's a place on there where you discuss the purpose. So this gives you some help with that. And also you have the comprehension quiz where you're going to find the purpose or tell the purpose of the reading that you're doing. Again, as I showed you in the last lesson, we have some purpose analysis questions. So looking at the main idea, does the author present a view that some people might disagree with? Is it a debatable issue? Is there some call to action, something that the author thinks should be done? And based on your answers above, what's the author's main purpose? Okay. All right, so we'll stop this one, and then I will do one final lesson on tone. All right. Why can't I find where I can stop the video? All right. Maybe I won't do another lesson on tone. There we go. Okay, very good. All right, so I'll see you in the next lesson, and take care.